This is Raymond Donald Hong. Tuesday morning, March 4, appeared to be a quiet sunny day with tourists taking pictures in front of San Francisco City Hall. But this is no ordinary day when you see several news vans parked in Civic Center. A legal battle was happening inside the California Supreme Court building where 7 court justices listened to oral arguments for 3.5 hours in one of the most high-profile cases in the state. Since the courtroom was full, interested parties were watching the court proceedings in the auditorium downstairs and in the public library. 23 couples and the city of San Francisco were arguing that the inability for same-gender couples to marry constitutes discrimination and violates the fundamental right to marry the partner of one's choice under the California Constitution. The battle continued outside the courthouse where protesters on opposing sides of the issue gathered with large signs. These young men who are against gay marriage were from a conservative Russian church in Sacramento. They had the largest sign that was professionally produced and were joined by another group with a truck covered with anti-same-sex marriage signs. They were met with an equal number of counter-protesters with hand-drawn signs. After the 3.5-hour hearing, attorneys and litigants from both sides came to the front steps for their opinion on the case.
For years, we had the opportunity to make our case for equal treatment under the law for all people here in the state of California, regardless of sexual orientation. And that is something that is much more than quaint. It is what we fight for as citizens of this country each and every day, to ensure that we have the opportunity to live what is enshrined in our Constitution, and that is equal justice under the law. And I think we had the opportunity to make a strong and compelling case for that principle today. So I'm very gratified that we had the opportunity to make that case.
The court was very receptive, I think. The justices really heard us out. I felt like we got to make the points that separate isn't equal, even in the context of sexual orientation, and that denial of marriage speaks as loud a message as marriage speaks, and that denial stigmatizes people, and it stigmatizes not only couples but their children, and it stigmatizes children who are gay themselves. And I think the court, or at least many of the justices, really understand that difference and understand that meaning.
This case is unique in a number of ways, and one of them is that we're the only marriage case across the country that has litigated right alongside a municipality. And our whole community owes such a debt of gratitude to the City of San Francisco and the City Attorney's Office for standing with us on this issue.
I think it'll be a close decision, but I'm hopeful that the court will come down and make the right one, and that is to understand the universal understanding and definition of marriage as one man and one woman. We're hopeful that that's the result.
I'd like to also say something. What is going to happen if gay marriage is legalized in California? It's going to impact all the curriculum. It's going to impact kindergartners. Here's a book called Daddy's Wedding, and this is a book for 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, and this is what it wants to teach to children. It wants to teach children to aspire to have same-sex or homosexual marriage. This is not the dream of California's parents or grandparents.
Separate never means equal. And we also know that justice delayed is justice denied. And I think it's time for our country to have this level of justice.
This is the first time you've seen me here putting a face to this, but we've been together for years. We have 2 children, and I've been asked, why do I stand here? Why do I put my face here? It's because I'm doing it for my children. My parents taught me about justice, and I want to teach my children about justice. And when I see some of the opposing signs that are floating around here, I would like to say to those people who are holding those opposing signs, let's solve poverty. Let's solve some social injustices in the world. Let's look at some problems in the world. Don't focus on me and my marriage and me wanting to be married. If you stop getting divorced and there are no hungry children in the world, then let's talk about marriage.
In San Francisco's Civic Center, this is Raymond Donald Hong for Outlook Video.